Hello, everyone. Welcome. Exciting times you have here going on at EXP. My name is Brett Kay, and I'm a product trainer with Inside Real Estate. We're here to discuss BoldTrail. This is a preview, if you will, of the possibilities. And I know you're making some choices out there, and really here at Inside Real Estate, our goal is to give you a platform to help you get into more conversations and close more deals and get more transactions, to automate as many things as we can, tedious tasks, handle more, with less effort, hopefully. So today, welcome. This session is recorded. Looking forward to the weeks ahead. What the heck do I do to get started? My goal here, folks, is really at the core of any real estate platform, and especially the BoldTrail real estate growth platform. How do you organize everything in the system? We're going to break that down for you, because that right there is how everything works. If I have them in the proper category and I categorize them correctly, everything else just falls into place. So we're going to talk about the client journey. We're going to discuss best practices about where you put people and what the heck do you do to get started, okay? It is unavoidable, folks. We got to think about the mindset, the consumer mindset when we are generating leads, and this is how the system is organized. When we think about the client journey. Now, my goal here is I'm going to tie in some key aspects of the BoldTrail platform to this sales funnel as it relates to the client journey. Okay, so if you will, walk with me for a minute as we think about what happens once a lead hits the system, right? Thinking from a new lead perspective, I become a lead on your website. This is what every communication attempt, you're going to hear me repeat myself on this, you got to give them a reason to go to your website for this all to work, folks. We got them there. We'll show you ways to do it. Once we get them on our website and they start taking a look at some listings, they're starting to do some research. Who should I work with? Once they do, in the decision mode, that's you. That's our goal. And then the loyalty phase. So think of this sales funnel as moving on down. New lead. Now I'm doing some research. Okay, now I'm going to work with this person. Now I'm in. Let's go. When we think about that in the BoldTrail platform, what I'd ask you all to consider, the easiest way to think about this is there are 7 stages of the client journey. I'm going to start introducing to you some of these concepts, and then we're going to tie them all together when we get to do a live drive in the platform and do some actual training, all right? I came in from your website, whether I paid for it or I did it through my own efforts. I'm a new lead, a prospect. I got a name. I don't know. I hope to know, but these are 2 of the main, they're all main statuses, but 2 of the major statuses we need to think about. So I'm aware of you. I see you're out there. Folks, when we consider the proper expectation of the mindset of an online lead, the average time frame to purchase is 6 to 24 months. Are there exceptions? Yes. Will that be for you? I sure hope so. But I want you keeping that in mind when you're thinking about when a new lead comes in. Oh, I called them and they didn't answer. It doesn't mean it's a bad lead. We haven't got them at the right point. So online leads. When we think about the consideration of, well, who should I work with? Notice the upper right, prospect, new lead, active. These are 3 stages in the platform that are connected to everything. Prospect, new lead, active. Prospect, new lead, active. Okay, I'm checking it out. I'm seeing what's going on. I'm doing some research. I'm popping around a few websites. I've heard stats that consumers look at between 12 and 15 different websites when they first start their search. We want them early, and we're going to nurture them, and we're going to get them, folks. And also, when you think about it from the seller phase as well. Okay, I'm thinking about, I think I want to sell my home. What do I do? What are the steps? What's going on? Who do I work with? I've made a decision. Notice the contract and client. Two of our phases, our stages in the client journey. We have new leads, we have prospects, client, contract. I'm ready to do something. Okay, I'm signing a representation agreement. I'm ready to work with you. We all have read the stats. Over 90% of folks, the first agent that they have a meaningful conversation with is who they work with. I'm setting the stage for you here once we get in the platform, kind of thinking about the sales funnel and as it relates to all the statuses in the platform, which is where all the automation happens. Why do stuff you don't have to do? We got them. Okay, we closed them. They then become part of my sphere, my past clients. Okay, folks, we have campaigns for all of these stages already built in. We have behavioral automation that when, for example, a new lead is on your website and saves a property as a favorite, we let you know and engage them based on behavior. That's a reason why it converts at such a high rate. One of the many, okay, in the loyalty phase of the sales funnel. In BoldTrail, doesn't this make it so easy when you're thinking about it? There's only 4 ways to really categorize people. And the cool thing is, with hashtags, you can call anybody anything you want anytime. You can create your own categories. But the foundational aspect is status. We've been talking about it. You saw it, new lead. You saw it, prospect. When I look at a client record, this is a screenshot. I'm looking at a lead. Status is telling me where you're at on the client journey. Are you a sphere? Do I know you? I don't know who you are. You just signed up on my website. You've talking to me. We started to engage. We've signed a contract and I closed you. As I look at a client record, and we're going to get in here and take a look at it, I promise. But this is important to set the stage for how you think about it, because there's lots of stuff you can do in BoldTrail, right? It's a powerful system. It is. But it's really all wrapped around this concept of the client journey. I have sphere campaigns, prospect campaigns, new lead campaigns, behavioral automation for each one of these stages. Sphere, I know these people. Maybe past clients, maybe it's friends or family. I don't know if they're searching for real estate or not, but it's one of the most valuable things you can market to. I don't know. Prospect, I'm hoping so. I don't know you yet. I haven't talked to you. You're not part of my deal yet. But that's what I'm going to start marketing to. Campaign for that one too. Signed up on your website. I'm considered a new lead. I'm either a buyer or a seller. I could be a renter. Efforts through your own, like our free lead gen tools, blow your mind. You're paying someone to generate leads for you. You imported your leads, which is a key aspect of this platform, folks. The more people you get in here and start following up with, that's how you're going to get the results you're looking for. I've spoke to you. We know something. I'm just browsing. I'm going to buy a $5 million property from you tomorrow. I'm active. I'm working with you. Remember, as I'm changing status along the way, it's changing the campaign for me, folks. You don't even have to go, well, what campaign should I put on now? I'm working with them. We've shown some houses. I had them sign an agreement. Every time you're flipping it through the client journey, it's changing corresponding campaigns and adding the new ones. Woohoo! You signed a contract. Good for you. Congratulations. Buy or sell, and then we closed you. And we have campaigns to help follow up with those as well. And along the way, when I moved you from contract to close, drop the contract out of the closed. There will be some situations where you're like, I don't want these people in my system. I don't want to look at them. I don't like that person's name or whatever the case may be. Your two options are really to archive or delete. When you archive a contact, a lead, unsubscribed, basically, all communication shut off. This is my vote for every single situation because, folks, you never know how many people change their minds. I've seen it happen. Nope, I'm never buying a house. 8 months later, they bought a house. Keep them in the archive. Don't delete them. But if you must, if you own it, you can. But there is no undo. We talked about status, new lead, prospect, client, contract closed, right? I also have a type. There's another level, right? I'm a buyer, new lead. I'm a buyer, prospect. I'm a seller, active, right? So we have these 5 different types you can choose. You can have more than one type, but you can only have one status. I can't be a new lead and a prospect. I can only be either new or prospect or sphere or closed. But I can be multiple ones. There are situations where you're like, well, you say I got to have my own type. What if they're neither a buyer nor a seller? Then you do both. You know, you're working with a vendor, a home inspector, foundation, window person, staging person. Guess what? The magic that's coming next, after we've selected a type, again, I can have a buyer and a seller, or a buyer or a seller, or a buyer, seller, and maybe they're a vendor too. I don't know. Possible. Hashtags are where you come in. Patio furniture here. Example of a client record, a contact record. I draw your attention here over to the left, and we're going to take a peek here in a sec at a contact record in more detail. But if you think about it, where did this person come in? If I look at this right-hand side, it looks like Justin Timberflake referred this client to me in January 2024. It came from here. Over on the left, under the hashtag section, not only do I know that they're a seller and they're a sphere, meaning I know Patty, had a question. It's a VIP past client. I sold this person. I'm putting them on my newsletter list because I gave them the hashtag. These are things that you all give them based on your business, the way that you want to call people, what you want to call them. This is the power of this, right? All this automation's wrapped in, you know, it's a prospect, it's a seller, it's a new lead, it's a buyer. But then hashtags are how you create your own categories. They can be anything in the world you want them to be over here on the right. You're like, and I've had that question before. What if I want to create my own category? Hashtags. You're still going to need to pick one of ours and ours together collectively. You know, it's a status, but it can be anything, 1 to 3 months. It's a referral, like that example we used for patio furniture. It was patio got referred to me. It's hot, it's cold, it's an investor, it's pre-approved, it's 1 to 3 months. It's whatever you want it to be with no spaces. Not cap sensitive, doesn't need to be all one word. And when you're creating it on a contact record, you don't even need the hashtag symbol. You just type it in, hit enter, and you just created your own category that you can search for. Source. Where the heck did it come from? Now, there's going to be some things that are hard-coded. If you gave me your website and I went to yourwebsite.com and I clicked in agent website, I could have found you organically. If I was paying, you know, it'd be through a paid source. When you signed up, when, you know, what date that was, what happened, what we know. This is all in the contact record. Source is important. Why? Where are your efforts working? Maybe where they're not. Should you still be spending money over there or effort over there if you're not getting results? Source is important to continue to pivot with the market. Let's get at the contact record, folks. We're getting there. Thanks for your patience so far. So I'm looking at a little screenshot, a little animated screenshot here of a contact record. Promise, we're getting there live here in a bit. The timeline's the center part that everything that's ever happened, email sent, text sent, calls logged, properties viewed, smart campaigns gone out, all of it in the center. On the left, all the info that we know so far. On the right, all our actions. So over on the left here, okay, it's a buyer. You've given it a hashtag. We even give it a predictive score, folks. When someone signs up on your BoldTrail website, it gets a predictive score. We're telling you how likely or less likely, and that they might be to contact you based on the behavior we've gathered. And this number adjusts over time. That's right. Maybe I got their email. Maybe I got their phone. Great. They clicked on 5 or 10 properties. Great. We give them another star. They go on vacation. We don't hear from them for 3 months. It's going to drop a star. Hopefully it's not 3 months. But the point is the system's helping you identify who's most likely to talk to you based on their behavior. So you're going to have a source that comes from the system, but you can also throw in your own source if I was paying for leads or did them through my own efforts. In the timeline, everything. That's the answer. Everything. Folks, you can literally click on an email that was sent, whether it be you personally from a smart drip campaign, market report, property search alert. We'll tell you if they opened it or not and if they actually clicked on it. I'm not joking. Over on the right, that's all our stuff. That's the meat. That's the actions. Send a text, send an email. I want to put on a drip campaign, set up a search alert, evaluation. I want you to take away this and sit on this slide for just a sec. The goal, the vision has always been, give me one thing that I can do to run my whole business. On average, agents are using between 12, 15, 20 different software products that don't talk to each other to try to run their whole business, and that's a nightmare. That's no longer the case, okay? You can sync emails in here, folks. Your calendar in here, set appointments. You got lead gen, integration with your MLS. You got mobile apps, open house apps. Get everybody into the system. And I'll talk about the import here in a sec. You got to get them in. Think of it like gas. So I bought the sweetest, fastest, most expensive Ferrari on the planet. If I don't put gas in it, it just looks pretty. And that's the same thing for here. Okay, you got to get people in here, folks. Just because you don't think that they are necessarily a real estate opportunity right now, this second, does not mean that that can't change tomorrow. We're going to walk through a few steps on how to get a lead in here and wait before anybody jumps ahead, please. And start to understand how the system works, really. You got to get everyone in. Folks, conversion rates are about 1 to 3% of internet leads, which means about 1 to 3 out of every 100 leads you add is the real deal, but still a 16 to 24 month to convert. You have a system that help you nurture that until they're ready to go, right time, right message. You can sync your email. We'll import your leads for you. We even have playbooks, folks, that are wizard driven, that will help organize all your people and then stay top of mind with the automation tools that already exist in the system. We also have one for your new listings. Literally, you're like, I don't have time to do all this stuff. Okay, go to our listings playbook, and there's a 7-play book in there that you can just say, yes, I want to do this. Yes, I want to do that. And it will promote it for you online, notify your office, create text codes. That's where we come in with the automations. Get your people in, but that's not enough. If they're not going to your website, friends, well, they're going to someone else's. And, and most likely that's not yours. So whatever, the easiest path, least resistant kind of thing. So we're going to take a little dip on some of the options you have, a little peek at smart drip, search alerts, behavioral automations. The key here is they're going to your website. And what do we say? My director says, stop the search. Stop the search, folks. Natalie said it yesterday, or 2 days ago. You got to get them off whatever website they're on and on your website. Your website is private, doesn't share information, gives predictive scores, validates emails, integrated with your MLS. There's no reason in the world why they shouldn't go anywhere else. But that's up to you to get them there. That's success, my friends. That's success. So kind of an idea here, folks. We're talking about categories. We're talking about statuses. We're talking about types. And we're talking about hashtags. And that's when you can call it whatever you want. You got those threes nailed down? You're ready to use the system. So let's get in here. Welcome. Here's your sneak peek, if you will. I know there's many things in transition here. I'm logged in. Here's the BoldTrail platform. If you're a previous user of our previous incarnation of real estate growth, you know what I'm talking about. It looks similar. And you know what? A lot of the things that you folks might have learned on the other platform is the same here. Any of you that been to any of my classes or learned anything, you don't have to relearn anything. It's just faster. It's easier. Hopefully more intuitive. And you have more reporting. Kind of cool stuff you can look at, okay? So let's add a contact. 2 ways I'm going to challenge you all to do this today. 2 ways. 1, add it either by yourself, meaning manually add a contact. I can do that from any screen, up, top, right. Any screen, doesn't matter where I am. Add contact. There's 1. 2, I go to my website and I sign up. And I'm encouraging you all to do this. Now, wait, before anyone does anything, please. Do not use the email that you log into the platform with. And please don't use your cell phone for any testing of the smart number, which we're not getting into today. We're keeping this simple. We're getting started. More to come. But just know the smart number calls you. You don't call it. But I don't want you to log in with your email and do any testing, or please the cell phone that's in your profile. Anything else, have at it. Fair? Just gets a little wonky because that's the number that we communicate with you with to say, hey, Kelly just saved a property as a favorite. Kelly wants more information. Kelly wants to request a showing. See what I mean? So that's the circle if you think about it. So keeping that in mind, when we do any testing, please do not use your email, but I recommend that all of you do this, absolutely, certainly. Okay? So how do we add a contact? Okay, well, if I may, I'm going to navigate over to my contacts on the left-hand side. Why? I don't have to go there because I can add a contact from any page, anytime, anywhere. And in fact, BoldTrail, guys and girls, this is the search feature of the millennium. Seriously, you click in here and I can search for anything. You know, if I was looking for marketing, if I was looking for a lead gen, if I was looking for an MLS ID, a property, a last name, and a first name, a part of an email, it's all searchable through that Omni search. Now, yeah, you got this menu over here on the left. It's pretty obvious. You know, here's my listings, here's my contacts, here's my marketing, here's my lead engine. But just know that you can type for anything up here. If I'm looking for a Fred, I'm going to get all my Freds. If I'm looking for an address, same, link to your MLS. Again, keep everything in one place holistically so you don't have to go bounce around everywhere else and try to copy paste and get this thing over there, over here, right? Okay, so I'm in my contacts. I'm going to go ahead and hit that, pardon me, add contact button. Again, from any screen, doesn't matter where you are. You could close your eyes, open them up, and then add a contact. I could also come up to the search bar and, you know, throw in contact. And you're going to get, oh, there it is, contacts. Oh, you want to go to, well, there's an add-on. But the point is, you get the idea, right? I can quickly go there. Sweet. What now? Okay. Well, let's go ahead and add that contact. Now, a couple things to note, folks, and I recommend you all do this. Again, as a repeat, please do not use the email that you log into the platform with. Same with your phone. It's that easy. Anything else goes. Okay? So you put in the info, you put in the email, and I recommend you do this. I'm going to show you both ways by the website. Put in your cell, again, not yours, not the one you actually have, someone else's that's not an agent. You have to enable permission to contact. This is important, folks. Adding a contact is one of the most important things we can do here. The most important in front of that is getting them to your website in the first place. These are laws. You've got to enable permission to contact. Don't worry. If they want to unsubscribe, they can. If I wanted to put in my address, this is where this person actually lives, I recommend you do that. So you see how it resides on the lead's record. Did you know that you can actually send valuations monthly, not a CMA, but a nice little average estimate. And here it is. Remember that lead in I had with those slide decks? Type. This is all you got to remember. 3 things. Well, 5 things. Type. What is it? Is it a buyer? Is it a seller? Is it a renter? Is it both? Maybe it's a past client that they're not either, so I'm going to call them both. You've got to pick one of these, folks. The whole system works like that. The automation works like that. That's the deal. You know, if I'm a vendor, I'm a home inspector, I would just call you vendor, and then I'd hashtag you, home inspector. You know, it's that easy to really make your own category right on the fly, or I can do it on the leads record. Go ahead and pick buyer, pick your status. We have 7. We've talked about them. I've been introducing you to them. This is the source of truth, folks. I have campaigns for Sphere for you. I have prospect campaigns, new lead campaigns, active campaigns, client campaigns, contract. Yes, you can change them all, but we're not talking about that today. I have closed campaigns. I have closed buyer campaigns, closed seller campaigns. I have new lead buyers. You get the idea, right? Those are the 2 foundational aspects of this entire software. Forget all the other buttons. All the automation is tied into this, folks. It's that simple. We talked about source. Where did it come from? I'm manually adding it, right? So I'm just going to leave that in there. Do you have to spell correctly? I'm the owner. And I add the lead. The other option is going to be just pull up your website. How do you do that? I'll tell you how. You could go to Webinar IDX over here on the left, but I recommend click on the upper right on your avatar. Your picture, upper right, any screen. 3rd choice, 1, 2, 3, 4th choice down. That's your website. Typically, it's your first last yourbrokerage.com. Now, if this is an issue for you, we're not talking about that today. You can pay a few bucks a month to change your domain. You can forward old websites to this one, but without exception, regardless of what you think my particular demo site looks like, because there's lots of options to customize and change, you got to get them here. This is what's connected to the platform. It's connected to your MLS, the behavioral alerts. Folks, if I'm on this website, I'm your client. You're sending me here through some effort that we're going to talk to you about in upcoming sessions. If I save a property as a favorite, we let you know and then engage the lead based on their behavior. Conversion rates are 5, 10, 15% times what they would have been, because when is it convenient for you, to reach out? But the system's reaching out for you based on their behavior. Okay? All right. So let's sign up on our website. Pull up the upper right, click on your avatar, 4th or 3rd choice down. You'll see it, first last yourbrokerage.com. You pull up your website. Let's go ahead and sign up on it. Now, we're going to teach you many ways that you can get people here through various lead gen tools that we have that are included in the platform: squeeze pages, landing pages, text codes, all auto posting pretty much to social media to drive traffic from social media to your website so a lead gets captured. Sign up. Search in your property or your location, and what I'd ask you to do is save a property as a favorite and watch what happens. You're going to get prompted to log in. Again, please don't use your agent email. And watch what happens. All right, folks, it's an amazing thing. You're getting speed to lead within the first 5 minutes. When someone registers on your website, you're getting notified. Let's go ahead and do it. What do you say? I'll do it for real. Let's call this BoldTrail Test 4. You can see how it comes in, because what's going to happen is you're going to get notified. You're going to get texted. You're going to get emailed. They have just given you consent. Now you can text them. You can include them in any mass texting. Go ahead and now I'm logged in. It prompted me. This is my website, and I hit save. Watch what happens. Because back on the back end, folks, we have something called behavioral automation This is a game changer right here, folks, among many other things. Over in your marketing section on the left, or type up top marketing, behavioral automation. When folks are shopping on your website, remember those statuses I've been talking about? This is the key thread that connects everything of this whole platform. It's a sphere, it's a new lead, it's closed, it's active, client, contract, or prospect. I exclude archive because that's kind of like your trash bin. You know what I mean? But when the lead, perform any of these 6 key behaviors, you get notified and we engage them based on the behavior, and you can even change the message, which I don't recommend you do. Trust us initially on this. They've been tested. My point is, if I favorited a property, if I had your phone number, it says, hey, Brett, looks like you favorited 123 Main. You like any more info? You're having lunch. You're closing business. You're closing escrow. This is happening. Like, wow. I can't tell you how many times that I've heard they responded to an email or text that I didn't even send based on their behavior at that moment. That is so key, folks. It's so key. So I signed up on my website, right? Everyone done that? Well, let's see what happened in the system. Okay. Let's see if proof is in the pudding here. So when that happened, you just got texted, you just got emailed. There's my bold test 4. Guess what just happened? A campaign attached to me. You got called and texted and emailed that you have a new lead. In fact, if this person had given their number, it would give you an option to connect to them live. You don't have to, and it will never call you without you. But I'm just saying, this lead just signed up 2 minutes ago. You can see it, right? And if I was to click into this lead's record, oh, there's that property I was just clicking on. What do you know? And remember that I can click in from here and see that listing, the actual agent listing information. 100 mil, get you this land in Nevada over here. And I'll see everything that's ever happened, every property you ever clicked on. And you'll notice here on the left, again, remember when we saw that in the screenshot? Here's all the info. They just signed up 2 minutes ago. I haven't clicked on enough things for them to say he wants this area or not. There's his email. Looks like he's a buyer. I haven't given him a hashtag yet. That's up to me. Here's the center, everything that's going on so far. And then on the right, what do? What's our best practice here? Follow up. Drive them to your website. There's no question. Give them a reason. Now, if they signed up on your website within 2 days, 48 hours, we will set them up on a search alert. There'll be something in Nevada that starts pumping out to them to give them a reason. Now, that's practice. You need to set that up yourself, please. You know your market. You know what those price ranges are and what they're probably looking at if they're looking in this area. The campaign should have already attached. Why? Because it's already set up for you. We have a system default campaign that would have attached as soon as they signed up on your website. And then I can also put on a market report. So these are 3 of your main automations I want you thinking about. So you're signing up as a test lead, check. You either added it manually or you signed up to your website. And along the way, hopefully you're kind of seeing what your website has to offer. Because when we do lead gen, it's all connected to your website. So market report, how much is my home worth? Show me all properties in San Diego that are in this price range. We're alerting you to their behavior as it's happening, giving you an opportunity to engage at that perfect sweet spot. Okay, so search alerts, they'll automatically attach. Best practice, we're recommending that you do that yourself. Campaigns would have already automatically attached, but if I wanted, I could manually add one at any time. And then an area market report, if you weren't familiar with this, what this is, think of it as a 30-day summary. I love these for past clients, people just browsing, people just kind of dipping their toe in the water kind of thing. These are a 30-day summary and this all is available for every one of your websites. A great way to give people a reason to go to your website. Hey, I don't know. I just want to see some market stats. What's going on in the past 30 days kind of thing. Making sense so far? So let's review kind of our overview so far. And again, this is meant to be a preview. We're going to get more deeply later, because I understand some people are making decisions. What CRM is the right CRM for me? I know that we have some incredible platforms out there for you to choose from. I want you to make the most informed choice to elevate your business, to meet your business objectives, period. More transactions, right? So that market report, here's an example. Oh, there's 578 homes for sale, up 2.2%. My point is here, when we talk about, back to the contact record, automation and nurturing, okay, I got this lead. You know, do I put them up on a search alert? I got them on a drip. I'm going to put them on a monthly market report. Or you can even kind of change this to be a, weekly, twice a week, or once every 2 weeks, once every 3, and once a month. But the point is here, you're doing something to drive them to your site. Because if you don't, they're going to go somewhere else. We're letting you know when the most likely time is. If you think about that. So if, as a review, we talked about those statuses. We have campaigns for all these statuses. We have behavioral automation based on these statuses. Over in the marketing section, remember that behavioral automation? Let me blow your mind just a little bit more, and we'll see how we're doing. Hopefully my team, I know they are helping me out with questions and moderation, so thank you to all of them and all of you for your patience. If I have campaigns for every single one of these, guess what? When I change a status, it changes the campaign, as I'd mentioned earlier. This system actually will notify you if you have them on a new lead campaign that they responded to something. You sent them the text, you sent them the email, right? They say, hey, you know, I'm just starting my search. I'm looking in Carlsbad. I don't want to spend much more than $20 million. Okay, well, as soon as that happens, the system literally will move it to active for you. That's the only time it's going to happen. The only exception, the same scenario could happen from prospect. But the point is here, if you have them on a campaign and they respond, we're going to now think about this. You can now look at your system and say, hey, show me everybody that's active, which means they've responded. What are you doing with them? Are they on a search alert? Are they on a market report? Are they on a smart campaign? All? None? Create a task? But the point is here, we're identifying these for you to let you know these people have responded. What are you going to do? And along the way, we dropped the old campaign for you and added the new one. Mind blower. All you got to do is have them all turned on. So I have a sphere campaign, a prospect campaign, a new lead campaign, an active, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's super easy to see over in your campaign library. I'm not going deep into this right now, but just know marketing on the left. If I found my smart campaigns and you want to review them, here's where you do it. So it's real easy to think about because you might be like, well, what campaign do I put on? What do I do? Folks, something. You got to drive them to your website. You got to follow up with them. That's how we're going to win their business over time whenever they're ready to give it to us. How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? You just learned some ways here that you can quickly categorize and organize the system. If you can wrap your head around that it's based on status type and then hashtags or whatever you want them to be, I can search for this stuff. Did you know, and I bet you don't, but I'm going to tell you, I can schedule an email to go out into the future based on a hashtag. My entire database. Folks, we even have holiday template emails. We have Smart Assistant baked into the platform. What in the world is that? So if I was to pretend for a moment that I was going to email Bold Test 4 over here, and I went to go send an email, we have this option called Smart Assistant. Guess what? ChatGPT, at least the BoldTrail version of it, I can promote a listing, create a custom prompt, send a welcome email message. I don't even have to actually write it myself if I don't want, and even customize it. But my point is here, when you're reaching out to people, let's review. Get everyone you want, get everyone you know without exception into the system. I can do that in the lead engine. Let's review. Lead engine over on the left or up top, I can just say import. Bring me straight to bulk import. We will help you do this. That is the big first step. Get them in. They're private. No one can see them. Let us handle it. Heck, you can even schedule a one-on-one with my lead import team. Not tech support, just lead import. Don't forget, lower right, folks, 7 days a week, technical support, live chats happening right there, business hours, but you have it, and we're there to help. But let us handle it. We'll help you import the file. Once you get them in, then what? Then what? That's what we're talking about. Put them on a search alert, put them on a market report, put them on a drip campaign, put them on all three. You got to reach out. You got to drive them to your website. We've talked about ways to organize that in a way that makes sense to you. And folks, when we think about those hashtags, this is where you come in. This is how you make the system your own in your own way. Maybe you're like, well, I don't like prospect, or buyer, seller. Hashtag them whatever in the world you want them to be. I can search on hashtags. Hashtags trigger automations if you want them to, a little more advanced, but just know it. When in doubt, hashtag it out. This whole system is connected by hashtag, status, and type. There it is. Now you know how to use the system. Believe it or not. All those things are connected in that regard. So we learned how to add a lead manually. I'm asking you all to do a test lead. You can either add it manually and go to your website and sign up. Take a peek at some of the value propositions you have. Why? And this is an honest question to think about, folks. Think about this for a minute. Why should I go to your website? I can Google anything on the planet I want. I don't have to go to yours. Right? And that's a question each one of us have to come to terms with to give them a reason to go to our website. We've been talking about some ways to do that for this all to work, but it ultimately all comes down to organization. When I'm importing my leads, now you know more than most. Okay, when they come in here, they're like, where do I start? What do I do? Give us all your leads. Give us all your leads. They're private. No one can see them. Make sure they're in one of these three categories. Well, all three. Client journey, status. What type is it? Buyer, seller. Hashtag is whatever in the world you want it to be. And my team will help guide you through the process of importing them. Once you get them in, now what? This is a big question. Engagement daily best practices, folks. You learned the fact that I can say, hey, show me everybody that's active. I know they reached out. Maybe that's my first target. If I just imported leads, I'll tell you what I would do. I would come over here to my filter on the left. Remember hashtags, your label system, your categories. They're whatever you want them to be, and they're yours and yours alone. And over time, you're going to have your own little library of everything you've ever used. So you can reuse them: school, church, friends of family, co-workers, 6 to 9 months, Brampton office, farm, past. You getting the idea here? So if I wanted to, I could filter for all those people. I can filter for, show me everybody on my website that's been on my website in the past 7 days that's a buyer, that's also a new lead. So I can filter that way. But what do you do? If, for example, I use the import option, guess what? We give your contacts, when you import them with us, please let us handle it. We give it the date so you can find it. Oh, I just imported that on this state over here. It'll pull up that group. Now what? Pretend I had a group. Now what? Remember that smart assistant I just mentioned? Guess what? We even have templates built for you. You've heard me mention the smart drips, the campaigns, the follow-ups. There are emails and texts that are already written for you on behalf of you to go to the client. There's tasks for you. There are call reminders for you. And you can change any and all this stuff if you want. But if you're just like, I want to reach out, and that's what you should do. First thing, get them to your website, give them a reason, reach out to everybody, hit that mass email button, and you'll notice in the upper right, folks, there's a template. And if I just typed in import, why? Because I just imported leads, we already created an email that you can fire out just like that. You can tweak it as need be. There we go. Looking to buy or sell, already bought or sold, great. You can view all the listings. Here's my website. Tweak it as need be. Or use that smart assistant. If I just reached out to everyone and I said, I I just added them all. I want them to know where my website is because I want to win their business. So I'm going to send a welcome email message using the smart assistant. Welcome, lead first name, you, the lead. Welcome. We're thrilled to have you in our real estate family. Pretty mind-blowing, folks. So when we talk about contacts, when we think about adding them, there's your challenge for the day. This is to dip your toe in here using this platform. You have a choice. Take the one that makes the most sense for you. What can I use that will cause me the least amount of headache and get the biggest amount of results? You tell me. You've been seeing them. Some of you have probably seen all your other options. They're all amazing. I have nothing bad to say, only good to say. I want you to make the right choice based on what you need to do. I hope it's that you want to close more transactions. More to come in the upcoming weeks. There is also training that you can get self-paced. I wasn't going to go into it too much, but let me just, for 1 second here, bring us back around. 7 days a week, friends. 7 days a week. Now, heck, EXP, you also have their support. Their support is amazing. But you also have us too, 7 days a week. Use that chat. You can also email. My team and I, we're doing everything we can to give you the most training resources you can possibly imagine. We have weekly live training. We call it the Agent Quick Start. If you're just looking to get started and start to learn about the concepts I've been talking about, we call it the Agent Quick Start. It's available from the main dashboard when you first log in. There's live coaches there 4 days a week. That's right. That's right. And you can take it self-paced, and there are tons of other training in there as well, depending on your package and all the things you have. We have weekly resources at absolutely no cost. Live chat, 7 days a week, thousands of articles, and we're going to continue to offer updated content to make you give you the ability to be competitive in your marketplace. You know what I mean? So kind of a teaser getting started, folks. Organization is key. Hopefully this has helped you kind of think about that as you make some decisions for your business. I can tell you that here at Inside Real Estate and BoldTrail, we're committed to growing your business, helping you get more transactions, to eliminate tedious tasks and tie together as many as we can software products into one. So I don't have to bounce around at 12 different software products. You know what I mean? We're going to continue to offer these, as does EXP. Review. Get your people in. Put some gas in your real estate growth engine. Your real estate growth engine, because that's what it's about. The more people that you have in there that you're actually reaching out to, this is how you're going to achieve the goals you're looking to. Financially, personally, you got to follow up with them, though, because I've seen people that will say, oh, I did what you said. I got all my email or all my people in. I said, okay, well, then what did you do? Oh, well, I called them all, but no one responded. Doesn't work. Really? That's not enough. You got to meet people where they're at, and you got to keep on doing it until I get a conversation, or goodness forbid you unsubscribe or something like that. But, I'm not going to accept, and nor should you, that just because I didn't get a response to an email or I didn't get a response to a text or a call means they're not going to buy or list with me. It means they're not quite ready yet. And you have the tools to make sure that you are that person when that time is right. Get them in, we'll help you. Follow up, we'll help you. You have many ways that we explored today. And then keep doing that. There is no the end. We have anniversary cards we can send, home anniversary, birthday cards you can send via email, close campaigns to follow up with your clients after you close them. What can you do? I would ask you, stop the search. That's what we're looking to do here today. Stop the search on whatever they're looking at and get them onto your website. You have an entire company dedicated to helping you do that. And with that, I'm going to wrap it. And thank you all. And reach out. I don't know what's going on out there. If there's any questions I can answer, either that or we'll just call it. So thank you, everyone. From everyone here at Inside Real Estate, BoldTrail, happy to have you along for the ride. Really excited at what you can do with this. But ultimately, I do want to remind you, folks, it's not magic. You got to do something. Let's be accountable. Okay, let's be accountable. People are going to say, hey, you can do this, you can do that, all these magical things, and you'll magically get business and leads. And you got to do something. You got to get in here every day. Whatever you commit with, whatever path you decide to take, commit and do it every day. And that's where I can almost positively guarantee you're going to reach the goals you're looking for if you can strive forward for that. So with that, I'll say thank you to you all. If there's questions, I'm looking for someone to tell me that we're still working on them. Otherwise, looks like everyone's doing all right. Stand by a few moments. I don't want to leave anyone out there if you're are having some questions. But that's all I have for you today, folks. And I'm really excited to have you along for the ride. Behavior alerts, search, market reports, signs up automatically from your website. Behavioral automation engages you when they're ready to go. Are you kidding me? What are you waiting for? That's my honest opinion of the situation here. So I'll thank you all for your time. Recordings, I imagine, will be made available. Thank you to Juan, my director, Kelly, Delaney. Thank you for answering any questions. And looking forward to seeing you soon. Exciting times, right? You have all these choices. You can do the most amazing things. I hope that you'll make a decision that makes the most sense for your business, whatever path you do. I do appreciate your time and listening here today. This is Brett with Inside Real Estate. I'm powering down, and I'm thanking you much. Hold on one sec, double checking. Have a great day. Hey, guess what? You know what Kelly and I and all my team like to say? Go sell a house. However you're going to do that, folks. Take care. We'll see you soon.